What's up, A-Pushers? All right, today we're going to cover Woodrow Wilson, the 28th president from 1913 through 1921. A lot of influential things are going to happen in U.S. history during this time. So let's get started. The first thing that you need to know is that Woodrow Wilson is from the South. He is a child when the Civil War ends, and so he hates war. So when you get to the League of Nations, he's going to try to destroy war. But he's also a Southerner, so that leads to some racist things. The first thing that you need to know is that there is the election of 1912, and in the election of 1912, you've got Eugene V. Debs for the Socialist Party, William Howard Taft for the Republican Party, Teddy Roosevelt for the Progressive Party, and of course Woodrow Wilson for the Democrats. The Republicans are split between Taft and Teddy Roosevelt, and so Woodrow Wilson's going to win. And in his campaign, he's going to promise for a new freedom, which includes the following three things. He's going to lower tariffs because he's a Democrat, and that's what Democrats do. They bring tariffs down. Republicans raise them up. Democrats bring them down. He's going to fix the banking system, and he's going to regulate business. So number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all connected to the new freedom. We'll find out how successful it is. The Underwood tariff lowers tariffs. We have a graduated income tax now, so the Underwood tariff is going to take, we don't need high tariffs, we've got graduated income tax, and the economy is doing pretty well. The next thing that he does is he creates the Federal Reserve Bank, and the Federal Reserve Bank is both privately owned by banking industry, and it's also owned by the U.S. government, and they set interest rates, and they also control the money supply, and so it's going to fix the banking system. So, Federal Reserve Bank, and it regulates the money supply and interest rates. Next is the Clayton Antitrust Act, and it does just that. It creates a little bit of a problem for monopolies that have been controlling the economy. It increases the power of the Sherman Antitrust Act. The Sherman Antitrust Act was used in the Gilded Age to put strikers down because it says if you interfere with commerce, you interfere with the economy, and that's illegal, it's unconstitutional, and so it was used against the strikers. That's why in the Gilded Age you see troops putting down these strikers. Well, now you can't do that anymore. You cannot attack labor unions. You cannot attack people trying to strike. The Sherman Antitrust Act is now going to increase the power of labor unions and decrease the power of those titans of industries, those monopolies, those robber barons. The Federal Trade Commission regulates unfair business practices like insider trading, and another thing where if you sell bad products, if you sell something and you say it does one thing and it does something else, well, congratulations, you can be sued for that. If I say this little thing is going to cure cancer and it doesn't, you're lying and you can be sued for that. So it decreases the power of monopolies. So the new freedom said that it was going to lower tariffs, so that it was going to fix the banking industry, and said it was going to regulate business. Well, it does all of those things, so it is a whopping success. Woo, progressivism. Number 6 over here is the 17th Amendment. This allows for the direct election of senators. No longer are the senators going to be elected by the House of Representatives. Government is more accountable to the people. In terms of black relations, Woodrow Wilson, from the South, very racist himself, while he is going to support democracy abroad when you get to World War I, at home, it's not. He has segregation of the U.S. government for the first time in U.S. history. He's also going to be a big fan of the movie Birth of a Nation, which is the most racist movie ever. It depicts the KKK as the saviors of the South. The group of people that helped Woodrow Wilson get elected in that close election of 1912 were the blacks, and they were supported by W.E.B. Du Bois. Well, W.E.B. Du Bois is like, what the heck, Wilson? We helped you get elected, and this is the way you treat us? This is unfair. This is wrong. Moving right along here, I have a separate little presentation about missionary diplomacy, but what you do need to know is the foreign policy of the United States used to be big stick diplomacy under Teddy Roosevelt. Then under Taft, it was dollar diplomacy. Now it is missionary or sometimes moral diplomacy. The U.S. will use force to do what is right, and what is right is spread democracy, Christian values,